we are live. Hello and welcome everyone out there in the wonderful lands of Twitch. My name is John. I hope you can hear us here tonight. It's showing that we've got everything going, but welcome to our Thursday night game, which is every other week, and that is Growing Shadows, our Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition actual play from Third Eye Games. It's a lot to say in one go. But so here we are. It is our opportunity to get back to playing some ninjas. This is the end of the week game. I'm gonna really quickly point out that usually Thursday is a last game of the week, but Saturday we will actually have one more game coming up, and that is going to be Mech Warrior Destiny on Seriously Let's Play. I am changing out GM seat with Chris Hussey, and he will be hopping in to take over for us and run me through an adventure where I will be playing Elroy Huggins. Yes, that is going to be my Mech Warrior name. But that said, tonight you came here to watch some ninjas, right? That's why we're all
Right.
here.
Yep.
So,
Ninjas.
So let's go ahead and get into the spirit of the game. So, when last we left our intrepid group of teenage ninjas, by the way, they had gone to the ruins of Danketsu, the village where they had all grown up, and were sent there because a individual from another nation known as the Land of Seed and Blossom had been seen coming into the country. Now, the question was this person a spy? What were they doing there? Thankfully, combat did not ensue. Nobody decided to spill any blood, but they met a very freaky and weird individual. We'll just put it that way. And,
He was awesome.
yeah, I like to think so. But you ended up getting information from them about a revolt currently going on in the land of Seed and Blossom. Now, this is a neighboring nation directly to the east, and for the last 700 years has been ruled by the Izo Empire, which is the enemy of the ninja currently. And so the question is what's going to be done with this information? So our characters are now on the road, leaving Danketsu. They split up a bit, and if you cannot tell, Chet is much more stoic than he usually is tonight because he is not here. Instead, we have this wonderful little picture of his character here for us tonight. Chet, we love you, and we hope to see you here in 2 weeks with us to see where this goes. But essentially, his character is off taking this other ninja from the Land of Seed and Blossom back to their border. And our group has left, going to Hotori no Koji, which is the current capital of the new empire that is being founded. However, as it always turns out, things don't go the way they seem, and our characters are now on the road when they hear the sounds of a group of bandits arriving on horseback. So imagine, if you will, the starting shot of this anime. Yet again, the camera starting from the sky. And the sounds of peace, sounds of birds and nature here. But there is a sudden sound of a whip crack, and the camera descends into this bamboo forest where we see our group rushing through on a wagon, being pulled by their two mules, but a group of on horseback coming up behind them, uh, basically with the intent to attack, capture, who knows? But this is an action scene, so let's go ahead and get some music and action going. For my players, while I get everything set up, why don't you go ahead and roll up your dynamic actions?
Ooh, you didn't even introduce any of us, John. Do you want me to do that while we're
Yeah,
waiting?
why don't you?
Okay. We had just talked at the end of last game that he was going to start asking us questions when he introduced us, and I guess that just went right out the window in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to start with me because I'm the one talking. My name is Rue Thompson, and I am John's partner, and I play Kyo Fujishida, the child of some merchant. Traveling merchants, but that had settled down. I am a member of crap. What is my ninja clan? The Wardens of Equilibrium, I believe, is mine. Always seeking balance between yin and yang. But yeah, that's me. And then also sitting at the table are my friends Justine.
Lol. Oh, was that my turn to talk?
Yeah, tell us about Ronto and her big best friend.
My
Not
big
Kel.
best friend in the whole wide world. Sorry, I was distracted by how many dynamic actions I just rolled for. Um, Hi, I'm Justine, and I play Ronto Honda and her big best friend Camu, who is a giant puppy, now giant puppy, and we what we lack in kind of like political intrigue, we make up for in a bite-sized yet powerful punch and bite and scratch and all that hoopla. And
Camu is a beloved treasure
he is.
in what is this world called? The Izu Empire. So yeah, and Ronto is our power puncher after Chet. So smallest, but certainly not the least. And then my other friend here is Twan, my Keyforge buddy, that I haven't got to play Keyforge with in a long
It's
time.
been a long minute,
I
yeah.
haven't played Keyforge with anybody in almost 2 years. I really feel like a schlep.
I miss
I hate,
watching people play Keyforge.
and I hope it reminds you of me every time.
It does.
Uh, but yeah, Twan, tell us about Huayto Guy.
So I'm Twan, and I'll be playing Guy, the resident group bookworm, and yeah, Guy is everything you expect: bespectacled, scrawny, a little runtish, and with a whole bunch of tricks up his sleeve, primarily in the form of hidden traps, either around his person or even on his person.
They are quite useful too, I'll tell you that much.
Mhm. Hoping to
Yeah,
be.
that's us. That's us. And I rolled my dynamic dice. Sounds like Ronto got a bunch. I got one out of 4 dice.
I
Sounds pretty
got
good.
4 dynamic actions, which is a
Nice.
lot for me.
Now remember, you always get one base, then you get your
Mhm.
roll on top of it, which now y'all are level 3 or 4 ninjas.
We're rank
Three.
3.
We're rank 3.
Mhm.
So you're rolling quite a bit of dice, and it's 7, 8, 9s, and 7, 8, 9s and 10s.
Yep.
Tens
All
count
right.
as 2?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, then I have 5 dynamic actions.
Nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a good
Okay.
refresher then. I still only got one.
Awesome.
I did not forget the rules, John. I just rolled really poorly.
Well, where we start off though, we need to go ahead and initiative in this game is a set static score. So it's your intuition plus speed and then +3. I know that my top initiative person is actually Guy, correct?
I believe so,
Nope.
yes. I
Yep.
with an initiative of what, 9? Yep, 9.
It should be tonight. Guy, Ronto, and then me.
Yep. And of course the enemy,
Oh no, they don't get
Sure then.
initiative.
No,
whose initiative
no.
is
They're at the bottom.
6. Who's higher?
We all are.
Awesome.
Mine is 7.
We're prepared for these schlubs.
Yeah.
Oh, I should say, Camu's initiative is 7. I think I forgot to mention that.
Oh, so Camu and I need to do a roll off to find out who goes first.
You want to go
I
ahead
got
and do
an
that?
8.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to do that.
I got a 6. You win.
Yep. So, yep, it'll be Guy, Ronto, me, and Camu, and then loser bad guy.
Well, loser bad guys are actually a group of bandits on a horse, being led by a rather large man with a boar's head. Yes, he looks
Like
like
in
that.
that one anime.
Yes, like that.
There's a beauty king under there.
You'd like to think so, but this one's the boar head on this one actually moves. So it is
Yeah.
actually, yeah,
Is he
Uh,
magical?
definitely. In fact, you would think that perhaps this is a celestial beast, Ronto.
A celestial beast?
A
Oh,
minor one, but yes.
I've been training a long time just to punch one of those. I'm gonna do
All
it.
right. So they are charging down the hill, and y'all are entering into this bamboo forest area on horseback, or on in your wagon, as it were, being pulled by your two faithful mules.
Paula Abmule and Ferris Mueller are doing quite well. For anybody who's wondering, they do not like being encouraged to ride faster, but they also don't like being attacked by bandits, especially one that looks like a big boar. So we're just trying not to crash into the bamboo forest at this point. But so far they're doing well. I hope I don't have to. I hope I don't have to, like roll for them or something to make sure they don't like break an ankle.
Their survival.
And of course, Rev and Michael out there, thank y'all for being in chat. And no, Michael, he is not extremely attractive. No, he actually looks like a pig.
You might
So-
find that attractive.
Well, it's kind of in our pirate game.
Our Tuesday, yeah, in our Tuesday night game, every NPC is apparently just. We've had a Chris Evans lookalike. We've had Eddie Redmayne. We've had Karen Gillian. We've had. There was somebody else. I thought there are too many attractive people. So it's just been terrible having to fight these people.
That's really funny though.
So, Guy, though, what are you going to be doing? I'm going to say that it's hard to make out how many there are in this group that's following the boar-headed person. But we're going to say that consider it a mob. And every success that you get is going to eliminate a person within that mob.
Let's see here.
How many did you say there were?
A non-specified number. This is a mob of people just rushing in and out of the forest. At some point, you'll do enough damage that the rest will give up.
I know what Guy is gonna do. He is gonna grab his trusty shamisen, and he's gonna start playing it in order to draw off some of the more, or some of the lesser of this mob of ruffians.
Okay, so how are you
And-
doing that?
I would like to perform, if you'll allow me, perform and stealth in order to one, play well enough for them to follow me, and two, for them to not be able to pinpoint me other than by my sound, and so they'll just be blindly following me.
Let's go for it. Absolutely, I like that. Sounds like some great skills. And for your description, go ahead and add another dice. I like that.
Ooh. All right, let's draw off these buffoons.
In chat, don't forget you can buy the table Karma using points for our Cthulhu's, is what we call our channel points here on Rick and Rasp. You can buy Karma, and that actually gives more dice to the players. And you can also buy it for me as well, the same.
You can, and we get 4 karma to start out with, right? Or
Yes,
3,
yes.
just because it's 1 for each player, right?
I'm going to go ahead and say 4 for tonight. Just because we're down a player doesn't mean I'm going to penalize y'all.
And immediately you get a GM karma.
There we go. So we have GM Karma. Thank you, thank you, Michael.
That's what I said. Immediately GM karma.
Uh-oh.
So, group, here's what I've got. Out of 10 dice, I've only got 4 successes, alright? And so, that theoretically is still going to be useful, but do we dare gamble? Do we re-roll 10 dice to get higher than 4?
Do you have a reroll?
I don't know. Do we have it?
I don't think we have any rerolls in
Don't have a
chat.
reroll yet, and I'm going to spend that GM Karma, and I'm going to roll against you with the mob.
Bring it!
So here's that back.
Oh, we just got a reroll from chat.
Well, I don't get that reroll, so I will tell you right now, I rolled 2 10s and a 9. So that's 5 that you got to beat.
Alright then, well, we definitely are going to be using that reroll then. Well, I got a whole bunch of 6s.
So
Oh
something,
no!
right?
Well, so you still
You
keep
count
the better one, right? Or you only got one, right? So it doesn't matter. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Let's start off with a bang.
Well, that
Right?
is your one regular action. How many dynamic actions did you have?
I had 3 dynamic actions,
All right,
and
so
so
you're definitely
go ahead.
aware that they are not falling for this, but they see you going off into the woods by yourself, kind of trying to lead them away and
Hmm.
act like you're hiding, but they're like, "Hey, there he is! Go get him!"
All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and plant one of my traps nearby, so that in hopes that they will trigger it.
All
And
right.
that needs to be a stealth check. I can never remember, but I will tell you the results afterwards. I imagine that there are other people that can do things in the meantime.
All right, let's go for it. So next up we have Ronto.
Okay, I'm gonna do something I don't do very often, and I would like to activate a jutsu.
Activate that jutsu.
Yes, okay. And I'm not gonna worry about trying to hide it. It doesn't seem like we need to. The jutsu I would like to pull off is Stampede. It is a it is an advanced jutsu. I'm gonna need my Yang and discipline. Do you want me to go ahead and roll for success and then explain what it does, or?
Well, yes. Also for viewers with the jutsu. Oh, this is a jutsu. Yes.
Mhm.
So with the jutsu, it automatically goes off. I believe this is not because it's not a martial art. This is a jutsu. It automatically goes off, but
Mm.
you'll have a drawback if you don't succeed on your test.
Got it. Okay. Let's see. Then let me go ahead and do this. I made Ronto take discipline just to be able to do this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yang plus my 2 discipline. Oh no, I made a mess over
So that's
here.
going to be 6 dice, and you're going to need, because this is a advanced jutsu, I believe that's going to be is that 4 or 5 successes. I think that's going to be 4.
Advanced, I
thought-
think, is 4.
I think so too.
Yes, 4. It's a 4 difficulty and 4 minimum key.
Okay. Let's see. Are we good if me taking a karma to bump that a bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool, thank you. So that'll bump it. And here we go. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4 successes.
So it succeeds without a backfire of any sort. Go ahead and tell me what this does.
Okay, Stampede. All the animals in the surrounding areas start to run amok, attacking anything in their way and destroying everything in their wake. Anyone within far range of the ninja using this jutsu must make a number of moderate 2 defense checks equal to the activation success. Failed checks inflict 2 damage. So I put a mob on the mob, and probably us, which is my bad. But
That's all right. We
We've
did
been
get
in-
some karma from chat too, so yay.
figured ninjas could handle it.
We've done worse for
We can
ourselves.
handle it.
All right. Well, the people on horseback, their horses begin to buck them and attack each other. We see people flying through the air in this, this forest as y'all are charging down this road. The carriage is on it. You see people just getting, the horses are running into each other or running into men on the side of this, narrow road. And at one point, even one of them is thrown off, and you get the Wilhelm scream, that classic, though, ow! As he flies through the air and lands in a puddle. It's anime. He's got to land in something. We'll say a puddle of mud. And the boar-headed individual, though, jumps off his horse and just starts chasing after you. Classic sprinter's run, his arms up and down as he's coming at you, and just like, hey, get back here! And so that is your first action, though. How many dynamic actions do you have?
I 5 dynamic actions this round. So let me see. I guess what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna jump off the wagon, because he said get back here. I'm gonna have Camu keep with the wagon, because do we still have any mobs that are still in pursuit?
Technically, yes. I'm going to say there's going to be some ranged attacks that might be coming, but otherwise, yeah, he's with the wagon.
Okay, I'm gonna keep Camu with the wagon, might be able to deal with that. And when he says, get over here, or come back over here, whatever he said, I'm gonna uh, jump off that, and I think I'm gonna spend one action to get over to him and charge him. And we'll just see who's beefier. Let's see. I'm looking for what would be the appropriate way to spend that.
Well, so at that point, you are using your dynamic actions to take a standard action because you want to fight him, correct?
Yes.
So that is going to be an expense of, I believe, for an offensive use, a dynamic other use. It'll be under extra actions, which is a 1-to-1 cost.
Perfect. Okay. So I will spend one to do a standard action to. Would one cover it to get to him?
Yeah, the way the game works, and especially with movement and the fact he's coming at you, I would say that you're moving and attacking. So I would say
Cool.
that with that one dynamic action, you can get an attack.
Okay, then I'm just gonna come in swinging with my
Alright.
little fist.
Swing. Bada, 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 bada.
When you get close, he is going to spend some dynamic actions to actually go ahead and counter attack. If he's successful on this, he will be able to do something to you.
Let's see. I think because I'm going full like punch, I'm gonna go with might and fighting. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 successes. Ooh.
All right, with 7 successes, I would let Roxy look over this way. I actually rolled really well. I've got
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Oh, that's okay.
So
It
he
can't be too-
successfully defends that with, kind of taking it into himself. That blow. He's pretty beefy. He's pretty muscular. And he's just like, oh, let me show you how it's done. And so he is going to make an immediate action and counterattack. So go ahead and roll your defense.
Okay.
And he's basically he's trying to punch you back. Almost the same
Okay.
form.
And pardon me for trying to remember this. What do we roll for defense?
All right, so depends on how you want to describe it.
okay.
Oftentimes, it's going to be a matter of, say, if you're going to try and take it, fortitude. If you're going to try and knock his arm aside, that would be like might and fighting. So it really depends on how you want to describe how you're going to knock him back.
Okay. Yeah, I think she goes for a bit of buffering and then tries to. I think she pulls off her hat and just kind of like forces it in front of her like a shield for the punch. So I guess I would go with might and fighting again.
All right, yeah. I can tell you right now that he has rolled 5 successes.
Ooh, I might have a chance. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
Goes to defender always, and in my case as a GM, I always say players should always on a tie succeed. So, describe it for me. His punch goes towards you. What do you do?
I think she pulls out her hat, which is sturdier than it looks, and it just kind of intercepts most of the blow, and then there's just like a little bit of vibration because he's a beast of a person. It just kind of goes through the hat, and you can see like her little arms like jiggle a little bit. She's like, ugh, but she holds firm.
All
Nice.
right. How many more dynamic actions do you have?
Let's see. That was the defense does not count as a dynamic action, does it?
It to defend, no, but it
Okay.
will take away. You can take as many defensive actions as you have athletics. How many
Oh,
points of
okay.
athletics do you have?
Ooh, 4.
So you have 4 defensive actions. So now you have 3 defensive
Wow.
actions left.
Okay. Yeah, she's
Wow.
she's a little fighter. Let's see. I think I have 2 more dynamic actions left. So I guess I will go ahead and take another swing. I think she'll just like toss the hat out of her way and go for a straight-on headbutt straight to his gut. Because I mean,
Oh, wow.
she's little,
She's
and
little.
she's like, "I'll show you how it's
She's
done."
gonna do a spear right there.
I know. I like hitting things. I don't normally get to play characters where I hit things. Let's see. And I think she's going for pure might and because it's a headbutt, maybe like fortitude, or would you say fighting again?
I would say, with it being a headbutt, you could use either. I will give that up to you.
Okay, I will lean towards fighting. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just make sure I don't grab too many dice. Okay. Oh, might not be as lucky this time. 2, 3, and 4. 4 successes.
4 successes. He will stand there and just literally kind of hunch forward and kind of do that strongman pose as you strike, and you hit, and it hits his chest, and you hear it bump like a drum. And he looks, he's like, "Nice try. Do it again."
I got one more action. I will do it again. Just because I can. And then again, she's just gonna do the exact same thing for the sake of moving her along. Let's see, 2, 4. What comes after 4? 5, and 6 successes that time. As she just kind of like reels back and just goes, "Blah!"
Actually, he is out of dynamic actions.
Yes.
So he will not be able to defend against that. So how much?
That was yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6 successes.
And how are you attacking with that? That was a punch or a
This-
headbutt or?
That was another headbutt.
You hit him in the breadbasket, and he's like, "Oh, ooh, He goes over to some bamboo and leans up against it, puts a hand. I mean, he's pretty hot. The hand's pretty high up on the bamboo. He's just like,
So breadbasket. I always think that's the crotch. Is that the crotch, or is that the giblies, or is that the stomach?
"That's his stomach. Sorry."
Okay. I don't know. I don't have a breadbasket, or I didn't think I did, so I didn't know what the term was.
We all learned something today.
Learning new things.
But so now it is. You're out of dynamic actions, correct?
Yeah, that clocks me out.
All right. Well, that leaves us now with Kyo.
All right. So what's the sitch? What's the sit rep? Where is So is anybody bearing down on Guy?
You probably can't even see me at the point.
Okay.
You're in the wagon going straight down this road. You've got mules ahead of you. There are going to be some people flanking, possibly throwing some weapons of some sort.
So I'm still moving with the wagon, so I'm not even near my friends.
Not currently. Unless you
no.
tell me you want to stop.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they kind of like, well, I mean, okay, so can I navigate through this? I have my base action and then I have my dynamic action, so I just have the 2 actions. I was going to try to help my friends, but an unassigned number, an unknown number of assailants are tracking me through this bamboo forest, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I probably need to navigate my way through this forest, which I'm actually pretty good. I think it's called traveling.
Yep,
or
yep.
I'm okay at it, to try to get us through. And I want to try to circle around um, as swiftly as I possibly can and try to circle back up to where Ronto is fighting. Is she fighting Boarhead? I want to come back up and try to come up near them as much as possible.
Okay, and I will say that with your standard action, you can circle the wagon back around towards her,
Okay.
and then your other dynamic action, you can do something else. I would even say that if you want to try and run someone down with the wagon,
Do you not wish me to roll for my travel?
uh, not for a movement.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I didn't know if since it wasn't necessarily me walking that if it counted as my movement. Okay, so I still have two. Oh, so you're letting that be my standard action, the move. Okay, I would like to where this guy is panting against a tree because she caught him in the stomach. I want to see if I can bust through the bamboo
Ooh.
around him. Just one second. Let me check my.
Are you gonna hit and run him?
I'm not gonna run.
I would definitely say travel.
Okay. Well, is what I would like to do is not necessarily run him over because my freaking wagon, okay? But if I've got guys flanking the wagon as I'm running, I want to be able to perceive where they are kind of with some hopefully accuracy, and then I want to bust through the bamboo, but I want one of his own guys to run him over. And I will spend karma if I need to. I was going to do a knowledge. Do you want me to do knowledge travel or perception travel? Or intuition travel?
Perception would work, and I would also say deception could possibly work.
I'll take deception because that's one more die. So yeah, that would be, I'd be rolling 7. So let's see. We do have 4 karma. I did want to check one thing. One second. Wanted to see what my temple was. Like, if there was a way that I could try to get between, like, ride through, between, like, thread the needle between Ronto and Boarhead, I would like to try to do that. But tell me if this is too much, if this is an extra action. I have Angry Mother Protects the Young as one of my fighting styles, and I get armor against physical per level when shielding another person. Would that count as shielding, or would I have to stop and physically get in the way? All it does is add armor to me if I get attacked.
I'm going to go for something truly anime with that. And I'm going to say, if you can give me a good, like, yelling out your martial arts style as you're doing this, or something to that effect, because that's the anime way, is to yell out what it is that you're doing and it having some effect.
Okay, I've been working on my bear roar when as I practice my jutsus. So I think I just it sounds I make a let go of the button. Let go of the button.
It is.
Okay. I make a sound like a mother bear charging out of the underbrush when someone gets too close. Not that Ranto can't take care of herself, but in this case, me and the wagon and the mules are way bigger than she is. So I'm gonna roll through there and be like, "Roar! Get off my friend! Roar! Mama bear's coming!" Roar! I don't know.
Let's go for it.
Okay. All right. So still my travel and deception.
And I'll give you a +1 on that.
Sweet. I think your camera froze, Justine. You're looking very,
Very
at
shocked.
least on my side. All right. So I got a 10, which is 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
and they cannot defend against that. So I'm gonna say that you just took out. You crashed through the bamboo. The trees splinter and break and fold over out of the way, and you're yelling as you just dive through, and and one of the horses charging after you, or kind of you kind of blind him for a moment, and he runs past you on the backside and straight in to the boar-headed guy, who is just like, oh, and falls down in a heap with this other horse.
Nice.
But it looks like we might have lost Ronto for a brief second.
Oh no.
So
Well, it's their turn now.
yeah, it's well, actually, it should be Camo's turn.
That's right. It is Kamu's turn. Well,
So I will go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll for Camu really quick, and
Okay. what does Kamu do?
whoop, Camu is going to charge in, and we're gonna say that he bounces off a few of them, knocking a few of the enemies over as he just kind of parkours from one bad guy to another.
Sorry about the layout, guys. She'll pop back in when she can.
And he's going to knock down two more as he charges past. And the boar-headed guy, we'll even say that as he charges past and does this, the boar-headed guy is falling over, and it's like, this is no fair, get back here! And round two kind of just jumps on the dog and charges off. And at that last moment, as the enemy is trying to collect themselves up to give chase, we're going to say that is when Guy's traps go off. So, Guy, what's going to happen?
So anyone who fails on a perception check to find my traps is going to trigger them. All right. So let's see if they successfully detect them.
I've got one success.
All right then. Then they are going to trigger them. And do you want to do the actual next step of this, which is another check?
Probably not, because quite frankly, y'all have nearly decimated this group. They technically are down to rolling only 4 dice.
God, in that case, we'll just say that it fires off as planned. It was a capture trap that I put down, and so it's basically a whole bunch of snares and nets that are going to kind of try and keep them restrained for a bit.
Okay. So all these traps and snares fly out of the trees, wrapping guys up. There's that little bolo action of like one guy that gets wrapped around the midsection as the rope just spins around and ties him down. Nets falling out of the trees, and maybe even getting on the boar-headed guy who's just like, this is not what I woke up this morning for. Everybody retreat! Retreat! And our team runs off and out of the forest. And we're going to we're going to take just a small break, get Ronto back in here, get her camera working and everything. It's just going to be just a moment of seconds, but I am going to put us on a pause screen really quick, everyone.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it happens. Are we here? Did
We
make
are
it?
here. Welcome back, everybody. So
You'll never believe where we went.
I can't come up with anything. That's too
Quantum
sudden.
leap.
Oh boy.
I had an
That's an old
oopsie.
reference.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm an old reference myself. So, all right. So we ran off them bandits.
Good job.
Kamu barcored right into their faces. So
Yep. Running down, knocking off of 3 guys who fall onto the ground. And as the group had tried to get back together to come after you, that is when Guy's traps went off. Various traps wrapping up the enemy, a net falling on the boar-headed guy who this calls out and is just like, "This is why I got up this morning," and is like, "Everybody retreat."
very Ninja Turtles. Like I could see
Oh.
Rocksteady saying that. Or was it Bebop? It was Bebop was the boar, right? Warthog.
I think so.
We're talking about old 80s Bebop and Rocksteady. I think they both were fairly imbecilic.
Oh, they
Yeah.
were absolutely, absolutely. As most mobs were, and like minions in the in '90s cartoons. Ronto, are you all right? You hit that guy like twice with your head. I heard. I sensed. I didn't see. I sensed.
She like rolls her neck side to side. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Yup, I'm good."
Does it
She
sting at
just-
all in here? That's not
No.
good. Okay,
No.
good.
She just goes and sits in the wagon. And she gets real quiet for a minute as she just kind of lets her bones return to feeling normal.
Yeah, just rest for a minute. I may have a tincture or an herbal mix that I can give you.
Don't need it. I'm good.
We'll say your legs are kind of hanging off the edge of the wagon as you're just recuperating for a moment. And of course, Kamu strolls up and sees you in the state that you're in and starts licking your toes and your feet hanging out.
She just kind of passes like, we're good. We're all good. And
I'd really like to know-
exactly like planned.
I'd really like to know what they thought they were going to get out of us. Coming after a bunch of kids. We're still kids, right? 17, we're still kids, right?
Kids at
Yeah,
heart.
still technically kids, but you did have a wagon that is obviously used for trade, so you had tons of trade goods.
Yeah, I know, but like they were ever going, like, it is known amongst the Empire that you do not try to rob a Fujishita mercantile Varda at all. That is not what you do. Ever. Ever. Bandits do not fare well against the Fujishita family.
Those guys definitely know that now. I mean, we could go track them down if we want to give them just like 2 minutes, 5 minutes to get a head start. And she starts rubbing the back of her neck again.
We're
so
gonna
just so
we're
they
gonna
have,
just
like, a fair
go the way
chance.
that we were going and let them go the other way.
Okay, that's fine too.
Yeah, Yeah, I think we're good. As much as I, am kind of, it's kind of nice not having like Chet doing all of his monk shit around us all the time. I don't really want to do a whole lot of fighting without him. There is a reason. I mean, besides the fact that he's my best friend, it's super nice to have him and his punchy shit
I
in
get
combat.
I get less beat up when he is also
Yeah,
here
you
taking some of
usually
the
do get
beating.
less beat up. Yeah, you don't have to like spearhead anybody more than once. Usually.
Well, you managed to travel on a little further into these bamboo forests, and you're in a section you're not as familiar with. And we'll say that as you're traveling, uh, going over the hills, off to your south, through a clearing, and just a brief moment, we'll say that you see a hot spring.
Oh, y'all. Oh, can I roll perception to see if there's a monkey in the hot spring?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So is that perception? What, intuition?
Absolutely. We'll go with perception, intuition, or
Perception or stealth, so I don't scare the monkey away.
or you can, I would say, spend 2 karma, and there is a monkey.
We have 4, y'all. Do you want to go ahead and do that?
I
I
For a
mean,
think that I think
monkey.
the chat will come through. The chat will come through for us.
Yeah,
we
let's do
can
it.
Sweet.
we can spend it. Free monkey. Well, not free, but for
Monkey,
monkey.
no monkey. That's how I play. Yeah, there. In the chat, that's exactly what I say in when we play Takedo, and we draw hot springs cards. I'm always like monkey, no monkey, monkey, no monkey. Oh, and we just got 2 karma from the chat, so we're back up to 4.
Thanks, chat.
So you see a group of monkeys, actually. We'll say there are 4 monkeys, and they are currently in the hot spring, and one of them's up, or we'll say 2 of them are up on the side, grooming each other. And so it's that.
Is there a baby monkey?
Absolutely.
Yes. Sweet. I'm loving it. I don't approach them. I don't want to upset them, but I feel very blessed right now.
Hunter 100% approaches them.
You might tell Kamu to stay back a little bit.
Wait,
Fine.
so real quick, this hot spring, is it a natural hot spring or is it a constructed establishment built on top of a hot spring?
Natural hot spring.
Natural hot spring. In that case, Guy is hanging out in the carts.
Oh no. And then I'm like, don't tell me that there's something wrong with it. Is there something wrong? I'm already in it. Is there some guy?
I just don't want to, encroach upon your personal,
I'm covered up. It's okay.
Yeah, but you will probably won't bands in a minute.
I have my kimono on this. It's good, guy. It's okay.
I'm staying in the car until I get my turn. Go, 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 go.
Oh, just take your glasses off.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the problem solving. I'm getting smarter.
Now, Renzo, are you in the hot spring? Is this like the cleanest we've seen you in a minute?
It's
no.
been a while since her last bath. Usually it happens when we find an excuse to jump in a lake or something like that. I mean, she's probably not super stinky. I think she's learned to be considerate of you guys.
Thank you.
I think she just kind of like jumps in. She's like, "Oh, animals? I see those every day." And she just walks in. Yeah.
I'm going to say that the 3 adult monkeys will actually come over and join Ranto and start including her in the grooming.
She's just like,
I don't know if that means that you're just that dirty or if they. I mean, I'm gonna take it that it's that. I don't think it's that they like you more than me. I think it's that it's just they're concerned.
I
They're
think
like,
it's
"Whoa."
more like the monkeys looked at her and went, "Oh, honey, no." They took pity.
Roll off Kyo and Guy. I'm gonna say Kyo, make the call. Is it gonna be evens or odds?
I'm pretty odd. Let's go with odd.
I sadly rolled even. So the little baby monkey will crawl over and start grooming Guy.
Oh,
Well, he's only doing that because you're tiny. He thinks you're
we're probably
smaller
about
than him.
we're probably about not too far from the same size.
Fine. I guess I'm just going to sit over here and enjoy the hot spring, this corner of it by myself. It's
At
fine.
some point, it will make its way over to Guy's stuff, and of course, the little baby monkey will put on his glasses and start this looking around at everybody. These huge eyes showing through now.
Aww. I love Baby Monkey.
We're never seeing those glasses again.
Wait, what? What's happening with my glasses?
He put your glasses on.
What?
Don't
No!
worry
He's
about
super
it.
cute.
Don't worry
No!
about it. It's adorable.
I am now traipsing out of the hot spring, hunting for glasses.
Ronto's just like, whoa.
Yeah, we don't have blurry vision. We're like, whoa, warn us next time when you're getting out of the hot spring.
Coming back in.
We'll get your glasses. The monkey's not going far. Don't go far, monkey.
He'll come over and put them actually on you then after a few moments.
Aw.
I just want to say,
Sweet.
Guy's section of the hot spring is noticeably warmer just because of how embarrassed he is.
Oh no. Well, this is great. We'll have to tell Chet about this. He probably won't care. But I like to think right now that he's disappointed that he's not enjoying this with us.
He does. He's not enjoying it with us.
In spirit.
You hear, though, after a few moments, you hear the sounds of movement. Something is in the trees, moving this way.
Sound like animal rustling? Is there a way to tell?
Go ahead and give me an intuition perception check.
Okay. Let's see.
Kamu,
Ooh.
can you scout?
Kamu could technically try to stealth and scout.
His ears go back, and he just leaps and bounds off into the forest.
That's not stealth. Okay, we need to really work on that definition training.
Well, after
Oh,
5
I'm-
seconds, you no longer know where Kamu is.
Let's see. I rolled 4 successes. Dang, I'm doing good tonight. So he's taken off. If he's not coming back, there's probably something he's super intrigued by. Because I think if he was in trouble, we might hear him. That's my guess. I'll go ahead and call. Does he
Well,
respond?
remember, you also do have your jutsu that would allow you to share his senses.
I do.
Oh, I
You're
forgot
right.
she could do
I
that.
have a I do have my jutsu that lets me have like a canine sense. I'm
Well,
looking
don't you
for
have
it.
the one where it lets you see through his eyes as well?
Actually, I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
But I do have one that would give me basically the ability to smell like an animal.
You do that
I mean,
every
you
day.
already smell like an animal.
Hey, I'm taking it back. Let's see. I'm looking for where it is. Though I guess I did roll a 4 on that intuition perception. Would that tell me anything?
I'm gonna say that after a few moments, just on the edge of your perception, you hear the sounds of a singular bipedal moving through the trees. Just one man, perhaps.
I'm gonna. Ooh, I think I am gonna go for that. that scent jutsu. I'm looking, I know it's level 1, or it's a beginning jutsu. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was straightened. It's called Bloodhound. So let's see. Yang plus perception. 1, 2, 3,
It'll
4.
it'll go off automatically, but there's always the possibility of a the drawback.
Yeah, I am okay with that. Let's see. 4 and 4. They're playing to all my strong suits today. And I'm smelling specifically for boar. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Jeez, I'm rolling like Chet tonight. That's 5 successes.
Nice.
Well, he rolls like 10 tens.
All right, so no drawback when you use your jutsu, but in this case, let's go ahead and get a description. What does it look like? Because whenever you activate a jutsu and you're using your key, it always has a supernatural effect, but you get to describe how it happens.
I think every time she sets off a lot of her jutsus are all very animal relation based. Uh, it kind of brings on that sense of the people around her feel like they have this slight like I'm being watched by something. There's like a weird kind of like the hair stands up on all of her limbs, and she just kind of like gets physically she kind of gets like a little bit more like hunched and lower, and there's just like a weird all-encompassing sense of I'm being monitored or stalked or watched by something now. So more like an eerie presence.
You do indeed smell boar.
I think Ronto's neck is feeling better.
What are y'all going? Are you going to tell anyone that, or are y'all going to do anything?
Oh yeah. I think she just kind of like gets up and isn't shy about it. She's just kind of like floors back, and I think she just like really quickly goes for her clothes and just grabs him as she's running off, and she goes straight into the bush in the direction where she smells him the most.
Okay.
Seeing this and hearing that the boar is back, I am also going to be like, "Guy, look over there!" And then as soon as his head turns, I'm going to hop out and quickly wrap up in my kimono.
Well, just letting you know that you probably my glasses are still on my head, facing the opposite direction because guy's a little oblivious.
And when you put them on, they're like completely fogged over.
That too. So you're in no danger of being seen by Guy. In fact, Guy probably doesn't even know what's happening.
So as you're watching, he after a few seconds you pick him out and he's in the forest and he's moving towards the hot spring. He is wearing a towel around his waist and he has a large tub up on his shoulder uh, to take a bath. But he's grumbling the entire way. A bunch of stupid kids. What I ever do to them? Yeah,
Them.
yeah, he's just making a whole bunch of racket, not paying a lick of attention. As far as he's concerned, shouldn't be anybody there but him.
Okay. And I have no idea where Camu is right now.
You smell Kamu, and he is stalking him.
He's such a good boy. I think I take the opportunity to kind of get into hunter mode. I'm gonna start kind of like crouching low into the brush, and I'm gonna like look for an opportunity. So he's just minding his own business right now. I'm gonna ruin his day all over again. I'm feeling mean today. Yeah, I get really low, and I'm kind of hiding in the brush. And I'm just kind of gonna get into the sequence with Camu, where knowing that he's out and he's kind of on the same mission as me. We're just gonna kind of try to coordinate ourselves so that we can just do one big massive dive bomb at the same time and wreck this guy's shop.
Okay. Well, let's
Nice.
go ahead and get a roll in on that.
Okay.
And if Kamo's going to assist, let's go ahead and have him provide one of the traits.
Okay. Let's see.
So this is how the assist is done in this game: is one character will provide one trait, and another character will provide the other trait, making a dice pull together.
Okay, let's see. I would be fine with Camu providing, let's see. We have the same stealth. Ooh. Would stealth and fighting make sense for like a
Yes,
sneak
yes.
attack? Okay. Let's see. I think it's either way, it's gonna be 4 and 4. Um, so I guess we would be rolling 8 dice. Oh, teamwork. Oh, but hang on. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly because I think I also get an additional dice to interact or work in tandem with my dog. Gosh, it's been so long since I did some of this stuff. If you want to let somebody else do something, sorry, I don't mean to slow it
No, no,
down.
no. Because you know your trait, and I believe that your dog should be at 4 traits for his.
Correct.
So would this be a roll? So his 4 plus whatever your dice count is, and you roll that total of dice.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh. 1, 2. 3 successes this time.
All right. Well, to narrate this, you're stalking him together, and you watch as he just walks up to the edge of the clearing where there's a large pool, and it's right before he gets to it that Kamo darts out and kind of circles him really quickly, and he spins in place, kind of like what what, and Kamo runs around right behind him as you are flying through the air with a kick straight to his solar plexus, and he flies backwards and you know crashes, tripping over Kamu and crashes backwards into the water of the hot spring. Kamo then with a yip jumps on top of him, holding him down in the hot spring, and just sits. And you see his legs kicking and his arms kind of flailing in the air. And you hear that kind of that gurgling sound of someone like, "Get it off me! Get it off me!"
Okay, I feel like it would be uh a
Would it
little
be
too mean to kill him.
would it behoove us to let the boar head up?
Yeah. Get a little air.
He comes up, gasping for air. Just like, ugh. He looks around all of you. And he's just like kneels down in the pool, puts his hands on top of his head. He's like, "I surrender."
Yes, I
We
won.
don't really particularly wish to fight you, but you did attack us earlier, so if you just leave us alone, enjoy your bath. A nice snifting character.
You don't want to hurt me?
Who
mean, I
hurt
kinda
you?
do.
My God. What? No, it's
But
okay. It's okay,
I did it.
Ronto. We did. I mean, yes, you. Yeah, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. But no, we did not wake up today and choose violence, but we will answer violence with violence. So if you just chill out, we'll leave you to your business.
Yeah. Well, hey, all's fair in love of war. Even though there really isn't a war right now. But why don't you come join me? And he just, all of a sudden, from being knocked into the pool. He just sits up and he's like scrubbing himself. Uh,
I don't know if I will get in the hot spring again with Borman, but I might be willing to sit on the edge of the wagon, like on the back of the wagon, and speak with him. Especially, did Ronto ever mention that she believes that he might be a celestial beast?
I think
Was
it's
that
kind of obvious at this
information?
point.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was privy
Okay,
only to
well,
you
I
or
didn't
not.
know if I've Kyo has never seen a celestial beast that's less than like 20 feet tall. So, um, I have to ask, sir. Um,
Yep.
I mean, this may please forgive me if this is a little bit too forward, but are you a celestial beast?
Yes, I am actually of the Boar clan. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Then why are you a bandit? Are you bored?
Well, uh, not really good at much but fighting, and there's a village not too far from here, and they needed a protector, and so I said, hey, give me drinks every so often. I'll protect you, and I'll get you food and things to help.
Yeah, but so okay, so you were planning to take food and supplies from us to help this village? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Because we did not attack a village, so we you did not need to attack us as a form of protection. I'm just trying to understand exactly why
well,
we fell across your path and you chose to well
well yeah,
essentially get your butt handed to you.
come on. Well, honestly, you have such a nice wagon there. I was like, hey, they could spare a few things, and I'm not really well known for my conversation, but I am good at fighting.
Not
You
that good.
Oof.
uh, honestly, do you not recognize the name of the mercantile wagon? You could have asked my family. We trade all over this region. We would have been more than happy to visit and perhaps bring supplies and or trade.
I just saw the wagon. Pardon me. I can't read your little scribble stuff there.
Uh,
Yeah,
Kyo
it doesn't
takes a
seem
moment.
to really bright.
Kyo takes a moment to look at the gloriously painted Fujishita mercantile sign and is quite like trying not to seem offended. I paid really good money for that to not look like tiny little scribbles. Just saying.
Well, it
I
all
would
looks like
I,
scribbles to me.
I would like to take Kyo off to the side. I think he's illiterate.
The whisper.
A literal what? A literate what? No, I'm joking. Kyo's not that dumb. Uh, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. What village are you assisting?
Hey, you want to come with me? I'll introduce you to them all.
All of the villages or all of the villagers?
All the villagers. They're great. You'll like them. They'll like you.
Do I know the region that we're in, and am I aware of a village around here? Have I ever been to it or heard of it?
You have
Anything like that? Can I run a?
no. There is no village near here that you've ever known. But it is a essentially a new country with a lot of refugees coming into it.
I look at Tuan and or Guy and Toronto, and I'm like, quietly, I say, I know he's a little thick-headed, but do you think he's smart enough to scam us into going into a bandit town?
Come
I look over
over.
at him.
I look back to the group. No.
I'm surprised he even knows how to bathe himself.
I mean, it's still questionable at this point.
Yeah.
But at the village that you would like to take us to, pardon me for asking, but are there more celestial beasts, or is it people like me?
Oh no, I'm the only one there. I I'm well, let's just say that my clan doesn't get along a lot. The only time we all meet up is if there's going to be a fight.
Like
Have you any
fun.
interest in being a part of this war? If you like to fight,
I don't want to die. I just want to fight. No thanks. Sorry.
right then. Well, as soon as you're done, I mean, we could go with him, right? Even if it is a bad idea, we could take it. We could handle it, I think.
I don't see why not.
Well, what better time than now? I was getting hungry anyway. And this stands up and steps out of the pool, picks up the tub and starts walking. It's this way. You'll probably have to bring your wagon around. There's a bridge over there.
Okay, just put your pants back on, please. Thank you.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, GM Karma.
Oh no.
Oh, boo. Chat says showing off his tenderloin.
Is that why he got the karma?
And and Ronto just got a reroll.
Ooh.
Lowdy. Oh.
Oh, so did Guy. Looks like Sean is hooking us up.
Woo.
Cool.
All right, well, welcome. They really haven't named the village yet, so not much. But hey, you can see the buildings over here. There's mainly just tents. There are a couple buildings getting started, but hey, that's Simo over there, and he's great. He is a fabulous cook, and he just starts walking you into the village. And it's just like, hey, and he picks up one of the kids and gives him a hug, and it's like. Sorry, guys, didn't bring anything else with me, but hey, I found these people out on the road. It seemed really nice. I haven't really introduced themselves yet. He's just talking to everyone as he comes in, and there's actually seem fairly jovial and happy, and just more than happy to greet everybody as they come in. They have no idea of anything that's happened. Although, as you get further into town, you do see a couple of the soldiers bandaging up. A couple of the bandits putting on bandages, and you see one guy, and he's kind of got like one of those cold compresses pressed to his head. He looks over at y'all, and he kind of like grabs a hat and puts it over the top of his face.
Oh.
I just smile. Do we recognize any of these people? Do we see anything familiar besides just a burgeoning village?
Not really, not at all. They seem to have just decided to settle here, quite frankly.
Do you have a town leader?
Oh, yeah, the elder. Oh, you'll really like him. He's a good guy. Doesn't say a whole lot.
I look at my friends, and can we, may we see him?
That's him right there. And there's a short man, probably about 4 feet tall, about 4'6", 4'7", hunched over back and just walking out towards you. Gem, implanted in the forehead, just middle of the forehead. You've seen it before a few times. You've ran into people who are from the land of Seed and Blossom. But you're not really certain what this gentleman's age is. And he kind of walks out, and he's just like, Asu, I see you've brought more people today. Oh. Food Cedar Clan. Oh. think I've heard of you a few times. Yes, you are more than welcome in our village. Please, please, somebody get some food for their donkeys and uh,
Mules. But thank you.
mules. Sorry, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
Of course, Elder. Uh,
Well, this calls for some happy tidings. Maybe we can do some trade while you're in town. And and everybody just seems to gather around and things, for the most part, calm down, go back to normal. So, what do you think of the village? They seem pretty nice.
they do indeed. Now, you said that we hadn't seen this elder in particular before, but we've seen other people with the gem in their forehead, is what you said, right?
Yes, it's within the land of Seed and Blossom, and even the ninja that you ran into from there, that was from the Phantom Voices. They as well had one of these gems. You probably didn't see it until they were departing. They might have finally revealed a little bit more of their face, but it's a very common sign. And you know that the quality of the gem is often associated maybe with the level of the person within their society for the land of Seed and Blossom. But other than that, it's a you're not really certain much else about it. But he is one of the few people here that has it.
Interesting. Can I sense any type of I don't think I have an ability that does this, but is there any way to sense if there are any key users around me?
Well,
Not, or actually, guy.
so I did want to whisper over to Kyo, be mindful of the ones with the doohickeys.
Copy
They
that.
yeah, they they're probably fine, but they also might be able to do freaky deaky stuff.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Like, um, I hunch down a little closer and I kind of look around to make sure nobody's in earshot, and I'm like, our kind of freaky deaky stuff? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Shush.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Thank you.
As you two are leaning together and whispering, you hear a voice in between the two of you, uh, and it says, "What you mean, freaky deaky?" And
Oh, you've got good hearing.
you look down, and standing right there between you, very short, is a little kid looking up at the two of you, and they also have one of these little gems.
You'll when you get older.
Mom, Mom, I think these people said something about things being freaky.
What you guys get for being rude?
And a woman comes over and picks up the child. She also has one of these gems, but just kind of nods and curtsies and moves away from the group of you. Don't listen to them, dear. You'll understand someday. But
Hmm.
after a few moments, they feed and water your animals. They even provide you all with some food. The elder finally comes back around. Um, so I got a little bit more of the story from Amasu and some of the other men, and my heartfelt apologies. And he takes a very deep bow towards you.
It was kind of fun, actually.
I mean, it's all right. We just anytime, I just want you to know, in case you're not familiar, the Fujishita mercantile wagons are more than happy to deal in trade. Um, there's no need to ever try to rob the an FM wagon.
I understand that. I'm very sorry that they approached you in such a unkind manner, and it's not something we'll call the discrepancies of the young. They should have known better than to just attack people like that. But Masu can be so pig-headed.
That he is. How did you come? How did you cross paths with Amasu?
We found him here in the woods, and he was wounded. So we offered to heal him and take care of him and nursed him back to health. And ever since, he just decided to stay with us. We don't seem to mind, and he's very strong and capable, and makes us feel a little bit more at ease here.
If you don't mind me asking, I've traveled this area in the past, but this village wasn't here. What? I suppose when I was asking my last question, I was kind of also trying to find out how you came to be here.
Honestly, we've abandoned our village where we were from, and we moved further west to. It seemed like nobody had claimed this area. Very peaceful, and I understand that there's a new nation founding here, and if a lord comes along and says that we owe them something, we'll work that out at that time. But it was in our best interest to leave where we were currently. There's wars brewing everywhere these days.
Indeed, indeed, we have seen some of that ourselves. Um, well, what sort of help do you need here?
First, let me offer you these. And he provides you with a series of pelts, goat pelts, and we'll say some dates, as in the fruit. He doesn't just offer to
Right, I
take y'all
understand.
out.
Yeah, he doesn't just like betroth us to villagers, right? Okay, cool.
Our way of my way as the village elder of apologizing for the things that happened. That's not something I wish to represent, and I wish to have goodwill with those who may travel through this area. But as far as health goes, we need building materials, rope, tools, things that we had to leave behind in our haste.
Can help make
I
those.
oh, go ahead.
I was just saying I could help make those, or if you already have some available in your wares, then that works too.
Oh, we will welcome any help that you can provide. That would be greatly appreciated. We'll find some way to make a trade, perhaps.
Sure. Absolutely. I don't have those supplies in my wagon, but I'm sure I have contacts. This is kind of an out of character thing, John, but I'm sure I have contacts, Elder, that I could send help here. We are on our way to. Wait, before I say anything, would I know whether or not to mention the name of the city we're going to?
Uh, yeah. For the city that you're going to, it's Hataru no Koji, translated as the Firefly's Path.
Okay, but it's okay to mention it. It's not like a secret place that I. Okay,
Not at
cool.
all.
We were on our way to Hataru no Koji. Um, I'm sure we can find people there as they are building. They are rebuilding a capital city for the new empire.
We would welcome whatever help is available. Certainly. Oh, and we'll go ahead and say, how about we were getting on to about an hour and a half into show so far, but we'll do a really quick, say, montage to close out this section. What is something that each one of you would like to do while you're here in this village before you depart? Uh, Tuan, you want to start off? You had actually talked about doing tools and things.
Two things that that guy in particular wants to do. One, help them craft any tools that Kill won't be able to provide. And two, teach Boarhead how to read.
Okay, well he'll take you up on that.
Good.
Aw,
It is a
nice.
it is a affront to my nature as a living chronicle to have anyone that cannot read a book.
That's probably true. I honestly am going to I'm going to do what I do best, and that is trade, sell, set up shop. I, you know, pop on the side of the Varda, and all my stuff, all like the barrels come out, and there's a whole little like spice thing that shows up, and there's all these fine silks and textiles that show up in the windows, and it's a very elaborate thing that I have little, Kyo's kiosk just pops up right there, and but I'm also going to be again looking for anybody that uh, uh, might be able to use key, or I might just look out for signs of key usage. I do not have the perceive key ability. That is an ability that I can get, so I can't use key to seek key, but I just keeping my eyes peeled.
You get the feeling that Imasu is the only one in the village that knows how to use key. But you're inundated with people who swarm you and are doing general trade. A couple people trade in sugarcane and all rudimentary goods, but things that are of a quality that you're like, I can probably turn a profit on this. What about Ronto though? You're muted. Sorry. There you are. Hello.
Okay, good. There we go. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I think in effort with Guy, she will help if he needs some materials. She will help to go kind of hunt those down and bring those in. Any efforts that Amasu puts towards that, whether if he's like finding something or like doing something like that's physical related, even if he is not aware of it, I think Ronto tries to mimic it just as a form of challenge. She spends the entire time there going, here is a spirit beast. I need to outshine him
He
or
kind of
keep up.
warms up to you after a while. He's just like, he's like, you're a great kid. Hey, you want to learn something really cool?
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
And he will offer to instruct you and provide a little bit of knowledge, enough to where next time you could gain, we're gonna say, fighting style Rhino.
I really, without even knowing what it entails, I want it.
We'll look it up during break, but we'll say so. And I'm gonna play a little bit of music as I close this out in the scene. So, as the scene is closing out, you are all working together. The people are coming up to you, and they seem to warm up to you after a bit. Uh, the village is very diverse. From what you understand, they are refugees from all over, including the current discussion of the rebellion that's taking place in the land of Seed and Blossom. There is something that slips though during all this, and they say that not only is there, because these are very common people, they say not only is there a rebellion going against the empire that has been present within their lands, but there seems to be an upset and an imbalance between the clans of the ninja in the land of Seed and Blossom, and that they are also starting to fight amongst themselves. Something that has never happened before. Obviously, something a member of those clans would never want known. But this is happens for a while. Guy, as you're working with Amasu, you also find it kind of there's a little chuckle that escapes from you as you come to realize that he's actually nearsighted, and you end up having to provide him and figure out a way to get him glasses. And so, but he's not as stupid as you thought at first. He's actually fairly quick learner and teacher, as it turns out for Ronto. He is able to go ahead and provide you that training, and I'm going to give it to you at half cost if you decide to buy the Way of the Rhino.
Ooh, I'm definitely gonna see.
But so after a while, though, this village, there's a calm and a sense of peace that you have not had, except in those strange moments where you have to hide who you are. When you've traveled through out the Empire before, deep into the northern countryside, where the conflict and the war is so distant, it's this strange moment of calm where these are people just living their lives, something you haven't seen, the war not touching. And you're filled with a lot of peace. But as you finish out the day, the next day, you know that it's time for you to pack your things up and depart together. And they all turn and greet you in order, actually. You notice that many of the young come out to greet you, or to see you off first. Finally, at the very end, the elder comes out and provides you all with food and travel rations, and wishes you all well and safety on your journey. And you depart back through the bamboo forest, the steam in the early morning rising from that hot spring filling the air, and everything departs off into mist as you make your way to Hotaru no Koji. And that is where we're going to pause it for a moment. We're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Everyone hydrate, dehydrate, consume as necessary. And we will see you back here in 10 minutes.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, and we are back. Hi, and welcome back, everyone. We are Ruck and Rasp here on Twitch. My name is John, though, and this is Growing Shadows.
What are you laughing at?
You know, I was getting I was getting away from, my head was getting away from or my mouth was getting away from my head, one or the other, you know.
Apparently, they haven't caught up yet. So
They're not in
okay,
sync.
I regret asking. Sorry.
Just the way it goes some nights, especially in nights where you're playing a anime-based RPG, and we need to have that adventure and excitement, power and drive.
You don't think our rap intro brings in the power and drive and excitement that we're looking for?
I like it. I wrote it.
I know you did. I know you did.
But either way, so when last we left our intrepid group of heroes, they were making their way from a hidden village in the forests of this new nation and going to Hotaru no Koji. Now, we can go ahead and say travel for the most part the rest of the way there is not too exciting. In fact, you don't run into any more issues. Is there anything anyone wants to do while traveling? I know that Guy might want to make a few more traps, perhaps. All right,
Always me making traps.
then we'll go ahead and say that if you're running a tally on those, you have enough time probably to go ahead and make at least 3 or 4 more.
All right.
And the city of Hotaru no Koji. This is the former home of the Golden Lions. For since the crusade began, the Golden Lions aligned themselves with the Emperor and have been the main enemy of the Lotus Coalition, which all your different clans have been a part of. And the city itself is known that its main buildings are coated in brass. The exterior ceiling, the roofs of all these buildings are coated in brass. And at night, that golden color as the sun catches the rays of it has made it, given it this name and this, as well with the brass armor that the Golden Lions wear. It's kind of had a reputation, and there's a very much has always been an opulence to here. Now, for those of you in my players, if you don't remember Hotaru no Koji, when we began Season 2, and you did the grand chase from the palace where all of you re-met each other, that's Hotaru no Koji. That's where, Chet was there and meeting with the governor at that time. Now, that governor has now been deposed, and rather than just a simple province, this is now essentially the national capital.
Of the rebellious empire, right?
Yes.
The rebellion's empire. Okay.
Here, under Sakamoto Eiko, a new government is now being formed. And if the city that Kacheko was any symbol of how Boomtown was there, this is even more so. Tons more people, a lot more happening. You were here 5 years ago, and the city has exploded to a size that is immense and amazing. Infrastructure is going in everywhere to make this city as grand as anything you've ever seen. None of you have actually ever been to Daiwa, the capital of the Izu Empire, but you can only imagine that this might be every bit as big as it. But as you're traveling in, soldiers, of course, stop you and they're like, what's your business? Why are you here? And I'm figuring that more likely you tell them that you have business at the Capitol building.
Absolutely. Because we do, right?
Yep. You make your way, and as you enter into the town, it goes from that boomtown feel into much more established buildings. you get into the older sections with walls that have probably stood for over 100 years. And all the while just surrounded by this soup of people. Uh, Kyo, you're kind of in your element here because this is the feel and the bustle of commerce.
Absolutely. I start to kind of internally and mentally prepare myself for the haggle. The haggling is going to happen soon. I can tell.
And you make your way further and further, and finally you start to enter into much more of the noble districts. Uh, Homes that are now being turned into government offices as of a sort. And finally you see the palace before you. What has been up until recently the ancestral enemy of your clans has now been turned into the home for Sakamoto Eiko.
And just refresh my memory after the meeting of the Lotus Coalition at the end of last season. We we are tenuous allies with Aiko,
Yes.
Sakamoto
Yes.
Aiko. She's not completely sold on allying with the Coalition or the Ninja, but we have the same enemy, right?
It's a uneasy truce, but at the same time there's no denying from either party that the nation would not be established without the ninja, and the ninja would not have the representation and the peace that they currently have without uh, Eiko. Without the empire that she has now formed. Alliances have been made that have never stood before, such as with the Land of Crashing Waves. There is now an open alliance between the two nations, and you have actually been able to travel back and forth. Both you and I believe Guy have traveled there. Guy, there is a well-known library of your people there. So,
After business, I will definitely be hitting it up.
yeah, courts in session, and eventually, a few of the retainers will ask and find out what information you have about this rebellion coming up in the land of Seed and Blossom. Uh, Before we get into the scene, do y'all need me to refresh you on anything about that rebellion?
Um, this is stuff that we learned last week from the Hidden Voice, right?
Yes.
Let me check my notes.
Yeah. I do have one question, just about the city itself. Given the standing between um, Eiko and the Ninja Coalition, how welcome would Camu be here? Both as a dog, as a ninja dog, and a very large ninja dog.
Uh, as long as he's with you, he'd be fine.
Okay, okay, then she will keep him in tow because it's a little uncozy with all these people.
Yeah, it's at the same time, I mean, there is that odd reality that you're now not having to hide who and what you are anymore. So, it's like you right now there is peaceful coexistence, and you can openly be a ninja here.
Okay, that's good to know.
Cool.
That's good to know. So in my notes, I have that when we talked to Xiojun, we basically just found out that Onimaru's fangs had been killing people from the land of Seed and Blossom as well, right?
Yes.
Um, that's really all I have. Is that basically what we're, or did I forget something? Did I miss something?
So near the end of the episode, the Phantom Voice revealed that they have driven the Izzo Empire soldiers that once held different forts throughout the land of the Seed and Blossom, and they have driven them to a specific fort now that is between the borders. There's now a strip of land, as it were, between the land of Seed and Blossom and this new empire that is this overseen by prefects and the former soldiers that made up the Izzo army. For generations, the forts have been held and the people have lived in subjugation. The land of Seed and Blossom have normally been kind of pacifist. They surrendered during the invasion. Now, at the same time, the Izzo Empire was horrible. They mass murdered, poisoned, killed indiscriminately, and the land Seed and Blossom basically was like, hey, hold up, well, we surrender. Here, just land's yours. We live under you now. And that was 700 years ago.
Okay.
So now the land of Seed and Blossom is in full rebellion and have driven them out to this one strip of land, this one area. And
Okay.
that's the information you have.
Okay, so our information is about the Empire, not necessarily about. They don't really care about Onimaru's people.
You've gained the information.
That's our war.
Yeah, they're like Onimaru needs to stand trial for what he's done, but at the same time, they cannot get to him right now. And it sounds like he's done enough.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that I understood what we were going in to say, and I wasn't sure if the rest of us knew what to say either if I didn't. So, good. Thank you for the refresher. So, yeah, we will head straight up to the palace. And do I still have a copy or the missive that was sent to Ketsucho, and that was asking for investigation into Kaheki and the. Is it the hidden? You've been saying Phantom Voice. Is that the actual name of the clan? Last week it was Hidden Voice.
Well, the lack of familiarity is why you had known them as the Hidden Voice, but she has revealed that their proper name is actually the Phantom Voices. That they speak for the dead.
Okay, I missed the Phantom part. Okay, cool. So yeah, I will take it up to whoever receives us, and I will say we were sent from the governor of Ketsucho to investigate this. So I have this missive from this palace.
A prefect or member of the court looks it over and says, one moment," and after they walk away, and after a few minutes, they begin to escort you. And groups of people just move out of the way. And as the sea of people part, you find yourself in the maiden audience chamber. And up on top of a series of raised dais, you see Sakamoto Eiko. And she puts down some papers and looks your way and says, I understand that you have information for us about the individual we were concerned was a spy.
Yes, I do. I would bow in whatever sign of respect is customary. We proceeded to the village of, and just again above the table, Kaheki was actually Danketsu, right?
All right, so Kaheki is the city that Chet's family ended up over the top in charge of, and Danketsu is now in ruins.
Okay.
So you were dispatched from Kaheki, and you went to Danketsu.
Oh, okay. Every note that Ketsucho is where Chetstad is the governor, not Kaheki. But we were told to investigate Kaheki. But then we went to Kaheki, I don't remember, and somebody told us to go to.
I might have it.
You got You wrote your words down incorrectly, GM. In the first episode, we got a new missive arrives from Hotaru no Koji, calls for investigators to the village of Kaheki, that a member of the Hidden Voices has been seen in that area.
There we
I
go.
like that
Thank
first
you.
one.
So you left the city that I got it confused because, yeah, Chet's father was ruling over the city you started. You went to Kaheki, which is the southernmost city in the new empire, and then you would have gone north to Danketsu along the river. That is my
Yes,
apology.
that is what happened. Haha! Okay. So, I love it when I know more. I should get a karma for that, GM, for
Take
knowing
it.
the story better than you. Huh?
Take it.
Take it? Sweet, thank you. Um, anyway, yes, we investigated. We went to Kaheki, which then sent us to um, the ruins of Danketsu, where we found. Um, Ronto, you're just clicky, clicky,
Sorry.
click.
Sorry, but webcam was goofing off on me
That's
again.
okay. That's okay. I was just like, wow, that's a lot of clicking in my ears. Um,
Yeah, sorry.
we investigated. It took us to the ruins of Danketsu, and we did find a member of the Phantom Voices, as they wish to be called. They do not seem to be spies. They were investigating. They were investigating transgressions against their people in that area. It pointed to actions by. It pointed to actions by our enemies, our shared enemy, the Onimaru's fangs.
So they are saying that action was done against them in Danketsu by Onomaru?
Yes, we found evidence that he had killed someone. Seemingly no one important as far as those of us that lived in Danketsu were aware. But yes,
Understood. And did they provide any other information?
the correct me if I'm wrong, guy, but um, yes, they basically, or they informed us that the land of Seed and Blossom is now in open rebellion against the Emperor. They have run them out of the land in Seed and Blossom and pushed them to they have one fort that they are trying to maintain, and it is in a
GM can tell you that it is Jishin Fort.
Jishin Fort. Um, it is in between the land of Seed and Blossom and our new empire, your new empire.
There are murmurs through the crowd and, different conversations taking place. One individual leans over to Sakamoto Eiko and she asks for you to please hold a moment and wait outside the audience chamber. But after a moment, you're called back in, and everybody's eyes are on you. It's quieter in here than it was when you first arrived. The information that you have brought to us, we think the body of this new empire, we think that it has come at a very fortuitous time. We have strong alliances with the land of the land of crashing waves, and it is unlikely that we will receive any aid from the land of Five Blades. But the Empire is increasing its strength, getting ready for the moment that they will restart the war. is what we all believe. We want to seek an alliance, then, and therefore, with the land of seed and blossom. Are you familiar? Uh, you're from the Fujishida family, I believe, yes? Are you familiar with the areas of the land of seed and blossom?
I have traveled past their borders more than once. My family does maintain a presence in the land of Seed and Blossom.
You've done missives for us before as well to the land of five blades.
Indeed, in fact, uh, we had a bit of a run-in with them back at Katsucho before we left. But they they might be open for alliance as well, perhaps.
We do not have much time based on what we understand. The border will likely close again for some time to reach into the land of seed and blossom if we wish to form any sort of alliance with them. We therefore wish to empower your group to travel on our behalf, to seek out allies who may be wishing to join us in this final push against the Izzo Empire. Find out what it is that they need from us. Find out if there's anything you can do for them. We need to do whatever we can to face down this new threat. Do you think you can do that for us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is, I assure you that is the goal of all at Ketsucho, and also I'm sure that it is better for those of the coalition as well if we can broker some sort of alliance with the land of Seed and Blossom.
Excellent. We will have the proper documentation drawn up for you. We'll make sure that you have the best of whatever it is that we can provide before sending you in there. Because likely, once you cross into their border, you will be on your own.
As I said, I have been there before, and I do have family there, or at least an arm of Fujishita Mercantile does stand in the land of Seed and Blossom. Stop looking at chat, GM.
Can't help it. Gather against the Reapers.
Yeah. Um, I will say, just so you are aware, the instance that the run-in that we had with the Land of Five Blades in Ketsucho was not necessarily the most amicable, but they might be looking for an ally, and I don't know if our group is the group to go, but we do have a connection with them now.
Look into that then. But for now, this is the much more pressing matter.
We can we could use the wagon to be some minor repair and upkeep, and maybe a day preparation to continue the cover. I am low on supplies after a brief stint in a small village not far from here. Um, can I essentially get gear and supplies here?
Yes, we will do whatever we can to provide it and prepare you.
Perfect. Is there anything you would like us to take forth into the land of Seed and Blossom?
We will provide you with everything that we can, as well as this official seal for this government. And
Thank you, Empress.
And she offers a slight bow.
I return it. Is her proper title Empress? Is she calling herself an Empress, or is she just head of state kind of thing?
Currently, she's considering herself the de facto leader of this empire. I mean, it just felt it's kind of one of those things where it just has fallen into her lap. She's the most well known, most well connected. People trust her as a leader, but at the same time, you get the feeling the moment that
She
she
is a princess, though, correct?
her her sister was the princess,
Oh, that's right.
so her sister married into the official royal family.
Well, I will call her whatever title is appropriate for her stature. And I will bow and then retreat if I am dismissed.
All right. So that said, really, this is going to be a point where we're going to be pausing very soon because you're going to be traveling into the land of Seed and Blossom, and we're going to be definitely wanting Chet to get in on this portion of the journey. But
Okay.
what is there that you as players want going forward? Because this is going to be the big moment, and quite frankly, a lot of things are going to change once you leave here. Your access to the resources, access to your spy network will change once you leave here. I will say that. So, what would y'all, going around the table, take a brief moment and let's go ahead and I'm gonna say we're gonna pause and I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of brief announcements while y'all think this over. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the music. So, while they're all thinking this over, I really hope that everybody out there is enjoying themselves. I definitely want to say to all our viewers that we can't really do this without all of your help. We have a really strong online community within our Discord, people who we look for to, come on to different shows such as Seriously Let's Play, giving us ideas, bouncing feedback off of us, and, a lot of times we just want to tell a story and share with people. So, if you are out there watching this, go and check out our Discord. Go to our website, rookandrasp.com, and you'll find a Discord link there as well as information on all the different shows that we are doing. We also run a couple different blogs about the various communities and ways that you can get involved in Twitch. As well as just, we actually have like a pro tip section where we talk about if you are running your own Twitch stream, things that we've learned from doing this and think that it's good ideas that we can share. But that said, Saturday we have our Seriously Let's Play Mech Warrior game, and then our week starts back over. Sunday is going to be our game of Call of Cthulhu with the Illuminated Page, or Horror on the Orient Express. Following after that, of course, Monday we have, I believe, is that Matt or Rob coming in for GM on that for the Voyages of.
I think we're back to Matt. It may be Phil, though. Give me a moment to go
Okay,
announce something else, and I'll tell you.
so that will be our Star Trek actual play is on Mondays. Tuesday is going to be our next
It's
episode.
Rob.
Okay, so it's Rob is going to be stepping in as GM on that day. Tuesday is our By Leaps and Bounties, our Seventh Seas actual play, which has been doing phenomenal. And if you are a fan of pirates and piratey games, we're very, very, very lucky to have Danielle Delisle joining us. And they are a wonderful author. They've worked with Modifius, right? They've written for
Onyx Path, Modifius. I
Chaosium.
think they wrote something for Paizo yet. Chaosium, John Wick Presents. Third Eye Games. They wrote for this game.
Yep. And we are very, very, very honored to have Danny coming out and running games for us. And quite frankly, it's phenomenal. I have been having an absolute blast having the opportunity to play in the game. But with that said, coming back around to my players, what is there, for this brief moment, then we're going to go ahead and do XP and call it for the night, but what is there that you think you would really want to get out of this moment in this capital? And let's start off with Guy.
So, I definitely was planning on accessing my spy network to at least get some information on Aiko to make sure she's on the up and up. And in my head, it worked out as while Guy was directly speaking with Aiko that he was fidgeting in the back of the crowd, trying to not have any attention on him, but it was actually a pattern of movements that signaled to somebody in the crowd to go do this gathering for me.
All
And
right.
we should have some information about Aiko in but by the end of the day.
Now, I will offer this. Do you want me to just go ahead and give you the quick spiel, or would you like me to write it up and drop it in the Discord for later?
Hmm. Drop in the discords, that way we can discuss it as a group.
All right, I will write up quite a bit of this and put this in the Discord so you get a really good picture of who Sakamoto Eiko is. That said, was there anything else you wanted to do?
Um, Mostly that was the big thing. I'm not sure how much time we have before we have to head on out of town. And so I just want to make sure that we are not getting played before we actually, go out there.
I will get that information together for you then. Ronto, what do you think you'd want to be getting out of this?
I think that's kind of hard for Ronto. She's not typically into like the resource gathering and the intel gathering that Kyo and Guy would be more suited
Mhm.
for. I think more than anything, she's itching to get out of the big city because she doesn't like the confinement of it and the crowd. Um, yeah, that's. I don't think there's anything she really wants to do to prep unless there is something specifically given to her to do from, say, Kyo or Guy that they would want her help with. So basically, she would just be at the state where she's like, just tell me what you want me to do. This is not my strong suit.
All right. Well, for the most part, as if staying out of the way and waiting to get out of town, uh, we'll go ahead and for our next meeting, when we get everybody back together and we start up with a travel montage, I will go ahead and give you a +1 for your test.
Ooh.
So be sure to put that down in your notes. All right. What about for Kyo?
Let me make that note about the +1. So that's going to be in our next meeting.
Yeah. So Ronto will get a +1 during the test where y'all are going to be doing a travel montage to the border of the land of Seed and Blossom. So, travel mechanics in this game are really cool because it takes place in a series of vignettes. It's never a day by day, inch by inch travel method. I really enjoy that about this game. Instead, it lets everybody take a moment to shine and figure out something they would have done on the road.
This is our third episode tonight, I believe. And then in fourth episode, we just did a travel montage in episode 2, and we'll do one in episode 4. That is the most I think we've montaged our travel yet this
I
campaign. But
love it.
it is a really fun system.
It is.
All right, but for Kyo then,
So for what I'm gonna do is, depending on how long we're gonna be staying in Hataru no Koji, I would like to get the wagon revamped, like expanded a little bit. Maybe some extra places to hide some stuff if I can bring stuff back that I might have to smuggle through that strip of land, Genshin Fort or whatever, Genshin Fort. I can't remember what it was called.
Genshin Ford, I believe.
Genshin Fort. I need to write that down or I'll never remember it. Um, but yeah, I would like to make the wagon a little bigger.
Okay.
I don't want to lose the mules. They are very important to me and to Guy and to Chet and I'm sure Toronto.
Yeah.
Um, Considering adding another one, three, another mule.
Oh, I was about to say another wagon.
No, another mule.
Only if we can name it.
Yeah, we'd have to name it. But
To
does that make sense? Let me ask. Could a Varda be towed by 3 mules, or would I need to? Should it be in pairs?
I would say in pairs would make more sense, but I leave that up to
Okay.
you.
Then we're gonna need two more mules, I think, because I want to make it a bigger wagon. Little,
Oh, mule drive.
that's right. A little cozier to stay in when we have to stay inside it and not camp. But yeah, my pitch to the government and to the outfitters or requisitions officers is that, you know, if I can get it, since I've been sent to do this and asked to do this, and they've given me the authority, and I have this cool seal and stuff, um, we're gonna need more spaces because I have my little hidey hole in there, but we are probably gonna need more if we're going to be delivering more supplies. If it's going to become a smuggling operation, which I do have smuggling in my background, not me personally, but my parents did smuggle during the first decade of the Crusade. So I have specifications and stuff for hidden compartments and what can fit where. I didn't mention it in our talk but I am going to mention to the to Sakamoto about the village that we were in, and that they need building supplies, and that might go a long way, or at least not, maybe not a long way, but it would go farther in ingratiating ourselves to the land of seed and blossom, because it is their expats that and their refugees that we would be providing support for in our land.
I wanted to say, let's go ahead and do a roll based on that, because this
Sure.
information.
I'm amped. I'm ready to roll. I've only rolled once tonight.
Have you really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I rolled once for my wagon maneuver, the
Mm.
Varda takedown.
I'm gonna say persuade and maybe. Do you have empathy?
I do have empathy. Let me see if I have anything that might give me a little boosty, a little boostier, if you will. No, no bustier. So just rolling six.
We got people naming the mules already.
Nice,
That's
yeah.
really good.
Karima Mule Jabbar. Nice.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought of that.
I keep. Do we have Ferris Mueller?
Hmm.
Yeah, Ferris Mueller
Ferris
and
Mueller.
Paula Abmule are the OGs, but Karima Mule Jabbar. We need one more, y'all. One more. And yeah, there is a poll going for who gets the extra XP tonight. I really appreciate everybody who's voted for me. I do like that, but my friends have done good things tonight as well. For my successes, I got 4 successes. I rolled 2 10s.
Ooh.
All right. Uh, you actually ingratiate yourself as well for showing concern for people residing in the land.
Oh, I guess I could have done a +2. I do have merchant or traveler, and I get a +2 to persuade when negotiating.
If you want to go ahead and throw there those in there, you can.
Got one more, so that's 5 successes.
I'm gonna say and write this down. I will give you 5 possible successes to distribute as a representative for this government. If you are acting on behalf of this government, doing an action on behalf of this government, some sort of you know,
Like an ambassador?
yeah, some sort of ambassadorial action. So not just not fighting, like actual discussion with people. I will let you turn those into 5 dice throughout the rest of this campaign.
5 6. You said 5 possible successes. So five, is that 5 dice or 5 dice
Five
that have rolled a success?
5 possible dice. So adding another that you can call on, and you can call on all 5 at the same time if you so wish. But basically, I'm gonna say that you've kind of ingratiated yourself to the people, and they're like, this person's on the up and up, and they actually care about what's happening here.
Oh, I do. I do. I do care. I care so much. Um, but yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I put that down. Did Guy get any successes for next time that we need to take a note of?
I'm gonna provide the information That yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, there was going to be stuff in the chat.
I can't hear you guys. Sorry.
I had mine muted this entire time. Um, but yeah, no, I was just saying that yeah, no mechanical advantages. We're just getting the advantage of a whole bunch of exposition.
Cool. Awesome.
And that's all the advantage we need, right? All right.
Absolutely.
Well, the scene closes out on you, and we'll do a travel montage with Chet meeting you and traveling yet again
Next week.
yeah, in 2 weeks. But that said, let's go ahead and take care of our XP for the night. So,
Yay.
first up, you always get 1 XP for playing in the game. You gain another XP for because I'm really nice. There's an explanation in the book, but the thing is, ultimately, you should have 3 XP start at the end of this moment. Now, we have some XP that needs to be gone through. And that is first, before we get to the one that's decided by you, the players, and then another one decided by the chat. You get an XP if you feel that you learned something this game. So, going through the group, what is something that each one of you feel that you learned this game? And it can be anything from something huge to a smaller something smaller taking place, or you know something that a character development, a world development, anything of those. Ronto, how about you?
I think in contrast to her revelation from last game, in which she learned, hey, me talking can end in a very diplomatic situation. She has also learned that you can find a total buddy just by headbutting the crap out of him. I think she found a comrade.
Always. All right. So that's going to be 1 XP for you. How about for Guy? You're muted again, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, dang it. Um, Guy has learned that there are unfortunate souls out there that don't know how to read or can't read because of some other obstacle, and he is going to make it his personal mission to fix this.
Awesome. Education system by Guy. So,
Or vision correction.
hey, there we go. All
One
right.
of the
There are plenty of avenues.
And for Kyo, what's something you feel Kyo learned this episode?
Um, that sometimes trade is not the most important thing.
Deep. We'll go ahead and say it has another XP. All
Woo!
right. Well, let's go ahead and before we get to one for chat, my players, who do you think really shone this episode? Who do you think should get an extra XP? Starting, I'm gonna go in reverse order. So Kyo, who do you think really shone and needs an extra XP?
Um, I mean, Ronto gave herself like a stone cold stunner to to like she pile drived a guy right in the gut.
It was fun.
Yeah. So I mean, she put Ronto was willing to like sacrifice her body for to take down this boar headed celestial beast. I guess he's not boar headed; he's just a boar.
So that's 1 vote for Ronto. Guy, how about you? Who do you think needs an XP this game? Who really shone for you?
It was going to be Ronto again just because of her interaction with Omasu. Or
Yeah,
Amasu,
Amasu.
yeah. All right, and then Ronto, who do you think in our group deserves an XP? I mean, I hate to say you kind of clenched it with 2, but I'm curious. Who do you think really shone for you this game?
I mean, I think I had a lot of fun with Amasu. That was a blast. But also, I think Kyo did such an excellent job of having to recap all the political stuff. And that was the stuff where immediately I'm like, this is not going to come out of my mouth well. So I think Kyo really pulled through in that regard.
All right, well, awesome. Well, Ronto, you got an XP, and then who do we know who got it for chat tonight?
I did.
You got it for chat. There we go.
Yeah, before I accidentally closed the poll, I was just minimizing it, but it ended right as I clicked the button, and so it changed it to an X. But last I checked, I had 4, and I think Guy had 1.
I think chat said you won anyways.
Yeah, they did. I was like, who won? And they said me, so I won.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
someone...
That's never happened before. This was my first chat XP.
There we go. Well, that means that so at the end of the evening, Guy, you got 4 XP, Ronto, you got 5, and Kyo, you got 5 XP.
Nice. Thank you.
So that means, ladies and gentlemen in chat and my players, be sure to return for our next game, which will be in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks on a Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, we will be back with our team moving through the countryside with the goal of reaching a location known as Mori Higasha. So that will be our destination for next game.
Nice.
Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. And like I said, be sure to come on back and see us for, I think that is Saturday, Mech Warrior Destiny. All right, everyone. Stay safe, and we will see y'all soon.
Alrighty, we are going to raid Weave the Tail. So if you want to stick around to go raid some friends or some similar-minded people, there we go. Good night.
Night.
Ready for this?